Hi Daniel, how are you doing?
Good, good. What about yourself, Krishna?
I'm doing good. Thanks for taking out time today, Daniel, for this call. Before we start, for the purpose of the context of this call, can you please give some background about yourself and the company?
Yeah, for sure. So the Lupa, we're basically the premier fundamentals data provider for enterprise finance, mainly for institutional investors. My background is I am one of the co-founders. So we have three co-founders, and I started out my career as a software engineer. And over the course of 7 years, I've been in, help working with you, Krishna, to set up the operations team in India.
Wonderful. So let's go back in that time, Daniel, and let's discuss about what were your needs when we first engaged back in 2019-20 with Valorega.
Yep. So basically, as part of our document extraction platform, we have a human in the loop process. And we knew that in order for because financial documents they change their format, they change their disclosure over time. We realize that you really need to have somebody in the loop to make sure that the data is as accurate as possible, especially in our space, right? 97% accurate versus 99% is the difference that people will use you or not. And now we see a lot of large language model like saying, oh, we can get 90%, 95% there. But I think they're missing the point. And basically, at that point, we knew that we needed to have a human in the loop, and I started looking at where we could find people to help us with that. Because as a startup, I think at that point we're still pre Series A. It was a seed stage company. We needed to be cost efficient, so our investor is Nexus Ventures Partner, which is a big investor in India. So we started looking at India. So the challenge there is at that point we didn't know anything about setting up a team in India. So the way we so that's kind of like what we want to solve is can we get financial analysts that can do the work at a place that is cost efficient and with our platform are actually just as good as analysts on Wall Street. So that is a problem that we were trying to solve back then.
Understood. And what made you decide to work with Valorega as an offshore partner at that stage?
Yeah, so the way I usually work is I like to look at all the available options. So we started working with you because my co-founder and we went to India and we actually went to four different sites. So we were talking to KPOs that are much larger in Mumbai and Pune and Bangalore. And honestly, like the work that Valoriga provided was just consistently better than the other firms. I think the other firms they didn't prioritize what we were trying to do. And not only was it consistently better, it was also consistently lower cost. So it was a no-brainer for us.
Understood. When you were working with Valorega, so how would you describe the quality of collaboration and professionalism working with Valorega?
I would say it's basically a lot of the other firms, it was kind of like bait and switch. They will put together like their best team during the trial and then afterwards. So the way the engagement work is we finalize to two firms, your firm and then another much bigger firm. And in the much bigger firm, like, within a month, they switched out like the two people that were part of the pilot and the quality kind of degraded. It was very reactive. It was more like they were trying to just get the work done. I think with Valoriga, it was really like a true partnership where the whole team is just as emphasize on your success as much as you need your success. So and I think what really impressed me was, we started out with a pretty small team. It was two people. And within a span of a few months, we scaled to 30 people and the quality didn't reduce. And that's important because for every, management, it's like when you scale people very quickly, like the quality decreases, but it didn't decrease with Valoriga. I think you and your team are always very curious on how do you improve the process and providing feedback.
Yeah, thanks for kind words, Daniel. Can you share specific outcomes regarding cost savings, efficiency gains, or business impact that resulted from the work with Valorego?
Yeah, I mean like the cost savings here compared to other KPOs is consistently 30% less than that. But That's great, but what was really surprising to us was just the quality of the work. It was consistently better than the other firms, and I would say that you are very hungry to continue to improve the quality of the work over time and giving feedback, really getting and understanding like how we use our or like what type of outcome we're really trying to drive.
Right. Okay. So how did Valorega's support help the loop, achieve scale or specific milestones? I remember that, together we launched this product. So would you like to elaborate on that?
Yeah, I would say we scaled very aggressively for from, originally 2 people up to ultimately 300 people. And along the line, there was a milestone of scaling to 30 people to 100 people. And then even when when we needed to stop growing, like you were helping us along the way. So it really helped us scale our library and scale our support for our customers to get to the stage where we are at today.
Okay. Based on your experience, what do you think makes Valorega different from other offshore or outsourcing partners?
I think it's Krishna that makes it different from other outsourcing partner. I think like you just make sure the work is done, right? Like you're able to just I remember it was a layer of abstraction where because before Valorega, I also during Valorega, like one thing I missed was I also tried to set up a third team by myself, and it really didn't work. I think it's just like you're able to abstract all the problems and then consistently make sure that the cost is low enough. So that I would say that is like the biggest difference from the other offshore and outsourcing partner. It's really like you in the driver's seat.
Okay, thanks again, Daniel. Last couple of questions. So, would you recommend Valorega to other companies? If so, why?
Yeah, I would say for all the companies that are going from 0 to 1 and you want to like prove things out or especially with AI, you don't really need that many headcount. I think Krishna is the right person because he's really going to make sure that your business is successful, right? The professionalism there and just the curiosity of the people there. So yes, I like if I were to start a company again where I would need human in the loop, I would definitely also engage with Valorega.
Mhm. Final question. If you had to summarize Valorega in one line for another founder, what would you say?
I would say it's probably the best KPO partner for you if you are really just even thinking about having an outsourced team in India because Krishna he really knows like the space very well. He has a wealth of experience. He has helped us scale from 0 to 300, and that's a lot of experience. Like if I were to go back to day one at the Lupa, and there's somebody like Krishna with all his experience he already has, like you're kind of like leveraging the amount of work that Krishna and I have worked on. This is not one line, but I'm kind of saying, but I would just say, yeah, like if you, it's a no-brainer if you're looking for a KPO in India.
Okay, that's it from me, Daniel. Thank you again for taking out time on this call. Wish you a
Of
great,
course.
happy week.
Thank you so much for helping us get to where we are at.
Thanks.